Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Wednesday. I've got a new video here for you. And what's fresh in my mind, and I really wanted to share it here now with you sooner than later, is a class that I just taught called Future Leaders. We teach this class maybe twice a year here at Achatz Handmade Pie Company. We have a system to fill our leadership pipeline. We like to promote from within. So I don't know who is watching right now. Why don't you let me know in the comments below? You may be an employee. You may be someone who's starting your own business or thinking about starting your own business right now. Maybe you have a current business and you're looking for ideas on what other people do. So man, it's been 25 years here for my husband, Dave, and I, and it's about time that we put some good training in place, right? We do have good training in place, and we do have a lot of really great people helping us as well. Early in my years, when I was first baking pies, I made these beautiful pies, had a couple of employees, and they were just my little girls running around helping me. And as we got bigger, I hired more people. We moved from our home out to the orchard, and next thing I know, we had like 20 people. We had a lot of new people coming in, and I was just amazed how no one knew how to make a pie, and I'm teaching people from scratch how to make a pie the way I expected it to be made, how I expected it to look. But my training was less than perfect. It was pretty sad. There was just a lot of frustration for me. I was like, how come people can't roll that top crust and crimp that edge as beautifully as I can? I mean, you know, here I'm pretty egotistical, thinking I was the only one in the world that could make this beautiful pie, so I was doing it all myself, and I was really wearing myself out. I didn't have a very good training program in place. My neighbor across the street, Jeannie Holmes, gave me a business book. Actually, it was a management book. She was head nurse, and she had managed a whole floor of nurses. And she understood by listening to me talk about my frustrations and things that were going on at my place of work. She knew that I needed some help. I needed to brush up on some management skills. I needed to learn some management skills. God bless her, just such a super person, just a wonderful, wonderful person, Jeannie Holmes. She's 93 years old now, and she was the person that really opened my eyes by giving me that book. It really had helped me to awaken to my lack of management skills, my lack of leadership. But that really put me on the journey to want to learn more. I wanted to create a better business. I wanted to be a better leader. It's not good to bring people into your business and then not give them great training or good training or any kind of training, right? Another book that I read was The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. That's a really great book, especially if you're a pie lady, because that's how he sets the scene with Sarah the Pie Lady. I really enjoyed that book. I've read it many times, the revisited E-Myth, the E-Myth for Managers. I've listened to that one on audio. Good stuff. He's got good stuff. But what Michael Gerber says is that you need to work on your business more than in your business, right? So we should be working on your business. How can I create my little shop here to run on its own? How can I go on a vacation, or how can I go on a sabbatical, or how can I retire if I don't have all the systems in place where someone can come in and pick up where I left off, you know, because you're going to get really tired getting up in the morning, going to work, or doing the same thing over and over. At that point, I really realized I needed to work on my systems. And I want to give you an example of my early frustration. I would bring people in and I'd say, roll out a top of dough, a top crust, grab a ball of dough, sprinkle a little flour on the surface, roll that thing out about 11.5 inches, fold it in quarters, vent it, pick it up, put it on top of a pie and unfold it, and then crimp that edge beautifully. And I thought, you know, after reading Michael Gerber's book, I thought, okay, how would I go about putting training for this technique and for this, how would I teach this skill? And I thought, well, there's probably about 4 or 5 steps to this, right? No, when you really take time to sit down and think about what you're doing and how you would write it down in a manual, I actually came up with 22 steps. It was a little extensive, but at least it was a start. It was a piece of material, it was a manual, it was, a process, and I could use that as a training tool, read over that. Now we're going to go right out onto the baking table and we're going to roll out some dough. So another topic that we talked about in the Future Leaders class last week was the genius with 1,000 helpers syndrome. It's a really poor mode of leadership when you have one person at the top that has all the information, they have all the answers, and everyone has to run to them with questions all day long. That's dangerous. If you are the only one with all the answers and all the knowledge, what's going to happen when you're gone? I'm not going anywhere. Well, right, but what happens when you need to leave work, you need to take time off, you quit, you hit the lotto? I mean, anything could happen, and if everyone is just relying on one or two people at the top, it's a really bad place for you to be in. There's a lot of different reasons why people don't take time to promote others, because it takes time. And if you don't have very good time management skills, you're not going to take time to train properly or to lift other people up. This is a dangerous place to be in if you own a business and you are that person, the genius, or if you own a business and you just have imparted all of your knowledge out to a few people, and those people then have kept the knowledge to themselves and have not continued to train and keep that information flowing. So an example that we give here, and I'm going to insert it right now, is how a newbie comes into your place and you are the big bubble here. You have all of the knowledge. You're just going to, slowly and methodically impart this information. Maybe it's somebody who is currently working in your business who you see potential. Maybe you want to bring them in under your wing. And so you start, mentoring them, taking time with them. It's really easy just to shout out the answer because you have all the answers. But when you really take that time to help them think it through, you say, well, how would you, go about making a decision here? Let's consider the company's core values. We need to make a decision to make sure that it fits within our mission statement and who we are and what we're doing here in the neighborhood. Is that really a good decision? We need to take all these things into consideration when we're making a decision. And man, that takes time. When you're pouring out your life, your energy, your breath into a new hire, into somebody under you, that really is going to take a lot of time. And if you spend a year or two mentoring someone, and then you find out that that person is not likely to be sharing the information that you gave them, then you've just wasted all your time as well. So the definition of servant leadership are those that you are serving becoming healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, and more likely themselves to serve others? Hopefully you can say yes. At Achatz Pie Company, we work hard through Thanksgiving, again here through Christmas coming up. We're going to have some 14-hour days. We're going to have some long, hard days. Our feet are going to hurt. All of us working in one of our stores, we're waiting on customers all day. Our cheeks hurt because we're smiling all day, and there's sometimes we're not going to be feeling physically very well when we leave. We're going to need to go get that massage or soak our feet. But for the most part, do you feel healthier under someone's leadership? And I always like to throw in the mental health too. I don't like to leave work feeling frustrated. I want to know that I was heard at work, that I felt respected. I want to know that people care about me and that are helping me to grow and helping me to, be promoted within this organization. Am I learning something under your guidance? Are my managers teaching our new hires, teaching their assistant managers? So healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous. So am I free to do my work without someone looking over my shoulder? Well, yeah, I've been really well trained. I know how to make a decision. My, team leader, my manager, the owner of the company has taught me how we make decisions here at Achatz Pie Company in a positive way and in a way that embraces our core values. And the last part of servant leadership is, are they more likely to serve others? When you take years of pouring out your life to somebody and they're not continuing to share it, that's a shame, because you've just wasted all of your life in training this person, and now they refuse to really give good, stellar training and uplift other people under you. Ugh, that's just a huge waste of time. You should have seen that coming. So hopefully they're continuing to teach and train other people. That's the most important part, because when you're gone, is your craft going to continue to be carried forth? And I really hope so. All of that great information, all of those skills are going to be lost and go by the wayside if your apprentices refuse to share information with the next up-and-coming generation. The class I taught last week, Future Leaders, I did include a handout, and it's in the link below. You can grab it there and download it. I'm so glad that you stayed tuned to the very end of the video, because I have a very special treat for you. My son Josh will play you a beautiful Christmas song, so stay tuned for that. I thank you for joining me today. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Please feel free to share it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so every Wednesday you'll know when we launch another video. There's a whole bunch more videos coming. All right, thanks everybody. You guys have a great holiday, and I'll see you next week. Bye.